Sir, I'm Ranjan. I'm pursuing my fourth year of BE Civil Engineering in AMC Engineering College presently. So the first thing I'll have to thank Ashok Kumar sir for giving me this opportunity to train myself in Prayojana Institute from the past 2 years, sir. I was first introduced to Prayojana Institute by our HOD, Ashok Kumar sir. I still remember he had come to our college and he introduced himself to us. And I was very new to the system. I had just entered my branch and it was very new experience to me. So I started my internship with Ashok Kumar sir. He led to various ventures along with him, and I feel very grateful to him. So to introduce myself, I'm Ranjan. As I said, I'll be going with the presentations now. Harish, please move on to next slide. The construction site safety. Yeah. So I still remember the first day when you took us to that school where the Prajana Institute was going on in the school, sir. The first chapter that we studied was construction site safety. What are the rules that we'll have to follow in the site to make sure that we ourselves are safe during construction period, so that no negligence happens and no life threatening activities happens over there. So we need to make sure that we'll follow all the safety regulations and precautions during the construction activities. So what are the basic rules of safety that we have to see as the first thing that comes into picture? Harish, can you please lower it a bit? Hello? Yeah, Harish, fine. The basic rules of safety, as we all know, are keeping the passages clean and sort of maintain the cleanliness is next to godliness, as we all know. We need to maintain a clean atmosphere where we work, whether it might be a poisonous gas emission from the industry or anything like that of such matters, or wearing these precautionary safety helmets or anything for that matter. The safety measures are to be taken compulsorily. Moving on to safety measure before the operating. Harish, please, yeah. Before an operating a machine, ensure that dangerous part of the machine had been installed with guard. Yeah, this is very much necessary because we'll be working with many hazardous material like drilling machine or anything for that matter. The pointy equipments that will be have it have to be safeguarded with the caps. For example, the reinforcement that will be having at the bottom of the bottom of the foundation or anything, it will be left open, right? So we'll have to make sure that the cap is installed. If in case the person working or the employee who is working, if he falls on it, it may be life threatening for him. For that matter, we'll have to make sure that safety precautionary caps are installed to the pointy equipments or anything for that matter. Harish, next, please. Yeah, yeah, Harish. So what are the personal safety? So I just talked about what are the safety that we'll have to move towards the equipments that we are using. So equipment being to the rest, we'll have to make sure that we ourselves are safe for the first matter. So what are the safety equipment that we'll have to make sure that we are using are the first thing that comes into picture. So wearing a protective equipment for that matter, the PPE, that is the protective kit that we are using. It may be gloves or helmet, anything for that matter. The shoes are mandatory because we'll be using with heavyweight materials and pointy equipments also. Shoes and helmets are the compulsory one that we'll have to make sure that we ourselves are equipped with. So coming on to emergency response on the accidents. So when an accident occurs, for example, it may fire breakout or anything for that matter, the first thing that strikes into our mind is panic. We do not have to panic in those matters. The more calmer we are, the more we can handle the condition efficiently, I guess. Keeping calm, seek help immediately. We'll be having any of the fire breakouts, we'll be having precautionary measures like extinguisher or anything in the industry. So accompanying the injured person, assist immediate rescue as far as possible is the main concern that we'll have to follow up. Harish? No. Yeah. Yeah, Harish. These are some of the tips for workplace safety. So coming on to false work, we'll have to make sure that during false work, there are many hazardous conditions that are happening. We'll have to check whether the false work is erected in according to the design. Make sure that the false work is securely erected. If it's not securely erected, it may cause danger to us also. Coming on to scaffolding works, we know that there are many types of scaffolding. There is automatic scaffolding also with wheels. So we have to make sure that scaffolding is fit by an engineer who is having sufficient experience in scaffolding formation. If the scaffolding is not fixed appropriately or the joints are loose, the person working on the scaffolding may risk his life. And if the wheels are not locked during the scaffolding, it may slip and cause various damages to the worker also. Harish, down. Yeah. Fencing and laddering, as we all know, that it's a dangerous place in floor edges or opening have been installed with the secure fencing. We need to make sure that fencing is proper and the foundation of ladder should be secure so that it does not slip or anything other thing happen, does not happen any negative activity over there. Harish, no. Yeah, as I said, this is same as workplace safety and fire protection. Excavation. During the excavation work, we'll have to make sure that the excavated earth material has to be moved at least for a meter or 15 meter apart from the excavated place, so that if any excavation material is left on the edges itself, what happens is if there is more possibility that the excavated earth material falls back again into the excavated place. So it's completely waste of work that we have done if the excavated material breaks completely falls down into the pit that we have excavated. Regarding the fire risk, I always said that it should be clean and tidy during the fire occurs due to the fuels that we have stored due to equipments also. Though we'll have to make sure that the equipment are stored in a dry and clean place so that no fire accidents may occur. Harish, next one. Yeah, waste disposal. So this is the major concern that we are facing these days. It may be construction, demolition waste, or anything for that matter. Waste disposal is causing lot of negative activity on the atmosphere as well. So the waste that is left as such, like it may be construction, demolition, dust waste, it may get into the atmosphere and cause various respiratory problem also. So we need to make sure that these wastes are disposed properly and disposed in a specific place far away from the city. Or if there are any chance that we can use this waste disposed material, such as aggregates or anything for that matter, for other construction purpose, for recycling of this material can also be done. So waste disposal plays a very important role in this. Harish, yeah. As I said, personal safety hygiene, that's PPE, personal protective equipment. This is a hot trending topic in these days after the corona outbreak. Especially all of you would have heard what PPE actually is. It's personal protective equipment. It is just to protect ourselves. So you are observing in this corona situation also what's happening. They're completely covering their body. What's the reason for completely covering their body, especially their nose and mouth, is that there is more chances that the virus is spreading to the nose and mouth. Taking that same example in the construction field also, we are getting more affected on our hands or through our head or also through our ears also. So for that matter, we'll have to make sure that safety equipments we are completely equipped so that to make sure we are safe from ourselves. Eye protection is one of the major causes. While you are working in electrical conduits or anything for that matter, while soldering or anything for that, we'll have to make sure that our eye is completely protected. We'll have to make sure that we wear safety glasses for that equipment. For noise, especially during drilling works and excavation works and the cutting and drilling works, the noise is very much there. There are chances that our ear gets damaged, and we need to make sure that our ears are protected. We need to use ear protectors. Harish, no. Yeah, alcohol and first aid. First aid, as I said, they will have to maintain everything in the site. So if any employee is undergoing so sudden unexpected accident, we'll have to make sure that the first aid kit is over there under the supervision of the engineer. Manual handling of the operation. Avoid manual handling of the operation, because manually there are many chances that humans do lot of error. So we should reduce the manual handling of operation. Alcohol and drugs. This is one of the major concerns that we are facing these days. If the employee is undergoing, is consuming alcohol and drugs and he's coming to work, he'll not be aware what are the things that he's doing, what are the activities that he's being carrying out. So we'll have to make sure that alcohol and drugs to be reduced. So personal hygiene, I don't think I'll have to talk about it much, because we need to make sure, as we are engineers, we'll have to make sure that we are clean for ourselves, our dress and tidy cleaning, and the shoes are must. Yeah, from your Harish will continue. So as I said earlier, the introduction and mission of Prayojana is already said previously. The vision is to provide qualitative. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vision of Prayojana Institute was to provide qualitative value-added training for enhancing the talents of young minds. Vision was to enrich the learning model, that is to bridge the gap between industry and the students. What we are facing, the academic things that we are learning is not at all sufficient in the industry. That was the first thing that I realized. So moving on to the next part, the topics explained at Prayojana Institute was basic construction materials. As we all know, these are very basic components that we use in the construction. That is reinforcement, cement, steel, aggregates, wood, and blocks of bricks. You all know this. I don't need to explain this again. The sequence of construction, this is very much important. Earthwork excavation. So prior to this, we'll be undergoing surveying of the work. We'll be fixing different levels. It may be using total station or auto level, anything for that matter. We'll be fixing the levels first. We need to level the land as per our plan, so that what is the excavation that has to be done and what are the filling work that has to be done has to be calculated first. So that is earthwork excavation. PCC for the foundation has to be laid so that the water penetration can be checked over that purpose. Reinforcement for the foundation, formwork for the foundation, concrete work for the foundation, skater making for fixing of the column, reinforcement of column, foundation, plinth beam bottom, formwork for the column, concreting of the column, backfill. These are the various activities that will be carrying out in the construction project. This is previously explained by Nikhil only, so I'll be going further. Harish, come to green building. So these are some of the tests. Harish, go back, go up. Yeah. As you all know, these are some of the tests that are conducted on the construction materials. These are just for quality that we'll be maintaining in a construction. So if the quality of the material that we are choosing itself is wrong, we cannot be blaming on the engineer, because the construction quality of the materials plays a very much important role. As you can see these days, the collapse of the building is very much happening in Bangalore. As you can see, recently beside the Kapali Theatre, also two building collapsed. The reason behind this is still being executed. They are still searching the reason, but I think the quality of the materials or the execution of the work may not be up to the mark. So the test on the aggregate, as well, know there are two types: coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. So what are the tests that we'll be doing on coarse aggregate? These are very basic concepts like impact test, platiness test, specific gravity, and sieve analysis. And even for fine aggregate also, we'll be testing for sieve analysis, specific gravity, and steel test. So test on steel. The reason why we are using steel in concrete is very much known to all, because the cement is very much strong in compression, whereas steel is very much strong in tension. To balance this equation, we'll be going for reinforced concrete, where steel and concrete are used together. So what are the main component of the steel? What are the tests that we are doing? Is the tensile test, impact test, compression test, and the bending test. So what are the tests on the cement? As I said, cement plays very major role in the compression. So consistency of the cement, like it may be for the matter of color or anything for that issue. The initial setting time of the cement, it may be up to 30 minutes. The final setting time up to 24 hours, and the specific gravity of the cement. What are the tests on concrete? Concrete, as we all know, it's a mixture of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and cement. NDT is non-destructible test that is done on the concrete, compressive test, slump test, and flexure test. What are the tests on blocks or bricks? Bricks, as we all know, there are modular bricks and also mud bricks, and also there are concrete bricks. The compaction test, water absorption test, soundness test, and also the texture test on the bricks is done. Harish, come down. Yeah. So this is the major concept that I wanted to explain, because the very important reason that I was attracted to Prayojana, or how I got in contact with Prayojana, is regarding the green building only. I was in my second year and I was interested to make one of project on green building, because I did not know what green building was. I only thought a green building is some sustainable building. So I did not have any basic idea regarding it. That is the very reason I contacted Ashok sir and got to know many things about the green building. So what is a green building, first and foremost? So the green building is not something that's just painted green, as I thought in my earlier days of my engineering. It's not just a building that's painted green. So the green building is a building that's unique in its design and construction and operation. It reduces the operating cost of the material of the building. So whatever the material that you're using in the green building construction are very much eco-friendly. They are not causing any harmful effects on the ecosystem or your living environment of the green building is very good, as we can observe. What are the history of green building? So as we all know, now I just explain what a green building is. You'll be having some brief idea in your mind what a green building actually is. Like, we are using eco-friendly building. Just think about this. Green building is eco-friendly building. Going down to history of green building, the concept of green building was placed out in 1970s at US. Actually, the energy crisis and environmental pollution concerns was the major issue in US during those days, because of recently the Cold War had ended and also the Second World War had ended. The US found it very much delinquent, so that they'll have to find an alternative for the material, so that the harmful effect on the environment can be reduced, at least in the terms of construction. So in 1970s, USGBC, that is US Green Building Council, was established. The aims of green building was efficiently using energy, water, and other resources. The usual buildings that we're using, the energy consumption is very much high compared to that of the green building. That is the very reason the aim of the green building was to reduce the energy, water, and other resources, protection of occupant health, and improving employee productivity. As I said, in the normal buildings that we are using, the inbuilt environment is not so good, but we are going with the green building. We are helping productivity of the inbuilt environment, reducing the waste pollution and environment degradation. This comes under materials itself. So what are the need for green building? Harish, come down. Yeah. I explain. Yeah, Harish, enough. I explained to what are the ill effects that we are facing in our normal constructional practices. So coming on to green building, it consumes 40, and the normal construction buildings that we are going with the normal aggregates and the normal cement only, it's using 40% of total global energy, and it's releasing 3,800 megatons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. As I said, the building breathes. Once we go with concrete, the building also breathes. It releases carbon dioxide out into the atmosphere. Just imagine 40% of the global energy is being consumed. The 40% of energy is, it may be the electrical energy or the material energy that we are used in processing. It may be for anything for that matter. But 3,800 megatons of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere, it's simply not acceptable, I think. So the building industries has the following impacts. What are the impacts that the normal buildings are having is consumption of 40% of world's total energy, consumptions of 30% of raw materials. As you all know, in buildings, what we're using, we are using actual materials only. We are using Coarse aggregate also we are getting from stone, that too from the rocks, and fine aggregate even from the sands, also from the beds of the sand. And cement also, as we already knows, many chemical reactions, chemical processes undergoes in production of the cement. So 30% of the world's total raw materials is being used in the construction field only. 35% of global carbon dioxide emission is being due to construction industry only. It may be from the equipments that we are using, it may be due to the cranes or other things, and it may be due to the cement that we are using higherly. So it is productivity is 35% of the global carbon dioxide emission. So the studies on green building reported that productivity gain up to 16%. So the 16% is manually, it's completely acceptable. Like we are going with 16% of productivity by green building compared to manual building, is we'll have to go for that. So what are the certification that we need for green building? So anybody, just imagine you are the customer. So you are thinking that, yeah, this is my green building. You go through some normal clients and you go to some normal mesri and he'll build your building. And you, while certifying your building, you say, yeah, this is my green building. It cannot be acceptable in the company. So what are the terms and conditions that we need to have for green building is the major concern. So TERI India is a Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Resources, that is GRIHA rating. It is given to the certification. This is given to the green building. That's BEE, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. I think most of you would have observed 5-star rating on most of your electrical appliances, like it may be fridge or AC or anything. You'll be the first thing that you'll ask is what's the rating these days, because it has an energy consumption is less in the equipments that are having 5-star ratings. Lead is nothing but leadership in energy and environmental design. As the name suggests, leadership in energy and environmental. It should be energy, it should be less consumable, and the design should be environmental and eco-friendly. This is the lead as the US Green Building Standard. It utilizes 69 points divided into 6 major categories. While giving the rating for the building, it may be silver, bronze, platinum, or anything for that matter. There are 66 categories that are majorly considered by Green Building Council. Currently, Indian Green Building Council, that's IGBC, is also providing the same. There are 4 major ratings given to any sort of the building. Harish, come down. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, there are major types of gold rating, platinum rating, and also silver rating, and also normal certified, just a certification. You can see the point distribution also. 40 to 49 points you are getting out of 6 criteria, you will be getting normal certification. If you are getting 50 to 59, you will be getting silver certification. 60 to 79, you will be getting gold, and more than 80, you will be getting platinum rated building. So going on to what are these 6 major criteria that IGBC is looking for your building to be rated. These are the 6 major criteria that the IGBC is looking for. Sustainable sites. Thus, the selection of site or the direction of site or the construction of the side of the building, it plays very much important role. As you all know, south or southeastern side of the construction site is very much preferred because the sunlight all day provides very much higher light in the building, and also the energy consumption is reduced. You can go with solar panel or anything for that matter. The energy consumption is very much less when you take a sustainable site, and also the site should be above the ground level. So if it's below the ground level, what we'll be doing, we'll go in with the filling activities and we get it to above the ground level, and we'll make sure that the drain water enters into the building. If the drain water is entering into the building, you know what are the ill effects that are happening. It may be from health issues, even to degradation of the quality of the building. There are many issues that are happening. So the selection of this site is very much important. Out of 6, this is the first one, the sustainable site. Water efficiency. The efficiency of water, it may be grey water or black water, anything for that issue. The water efficiency is very much required. We cannot just simply let go of the water waste into the drains. So what is the water efficiency? Dual plumbing system is very much hot trending. As you all know, in Bangalore, it has been made mandatory that every construction activities going on in Bangalore should be dual plumbing system should be adopted. Adopting of water treatment for maintaining of the water quality. So water treatment plant should be there so that the drinking water that you are having should be the better quality, right? You will have to have the water treatment quality, and also water recycling plant is also suggested for that issue. You can recycle the water. The water efficiency plays very much important role in this. Construction of rainwater harvesting system. There are many sorts of rainwater harvesting system which you can go for. Even a simple rainwater system in the villages are also seen these days. That explains what is the need for the saving of the water in these days. This is the second point the IGBC will be considered out of the 6 points while giving you the rating. Energy and atmosphere. Harish, come on. Yeah. Coming on to energy consumption, we are using what we are doing in manual construction. We are not going for solar water. Everyone is going for geyser or something. The proper HVAC ventilation is not being done. So we are not HVAC is not fitted properly, and this leads to various energy consumption in large scale. So what happens in green building is we'll be using solar panels, proper HVAC system will be used, use of high efficiency windows, that is large windows can be preferred usually, because large windows means large air and large light will be getting, and we can make utilize of it 100%. So these are the energy and atmosphere. Material and resources. So as I said, the conventional materials, the cement that we are using, if you are going 100% of the cement, we know that carbon dioxide emission is very much more. If you are going 100% of the normal aggregates, we are consuming more energy. What's happening in material and resources is these days, instead of steel, we are going even for bamboo reinforcement. Not completely, but partially bamboo can also be replaced. We can use many materials like fly ash, rice husk cast, GGBS, that is ground granulated blast furnace slag, can be used in the place of cement as a substitute. Not completely. If we are going for 100% of the cement, if we are substituting at least 2 to 3% of these materials, we are reducing the energy consumption to a great extent when it moves on to higher scale, as I said. The material and resources plays a very much important thing. The indoor environmental quality, as I said, the exhaust system in the kitchen and cross ventilation in the building. Why they have mentioned kitchen is that the kitchen is the place where the high risk of fire accident is happening, or any smoke or anything that happens majorly in kitchen. So the exhaust system in kitchen must be very great. And innovation in design. So the green building, they also give preference to innovation in design. The design should be pleasing in appearance, and they go with that also. These are the major 6 criteria that the IGBC is considering to rate your building from normal to the platinum, as I said earlier. So make sure that these 6 criteria are usually met. And during in site construction also, if you're finding any rock in the site, so just don't dispose it, just don't throw it away. You have to make sure that that rock is used for some decorative purpose. At least if you're using it for decorative purpose, the IGBC is even considering that you're not degrading the natural resources and you're utilizing it properly. So these are some of the green buildings that are in India currently. That is ITC Green Center in Gurgaon, that is platinum rated. You can see in the bracket what are the ratings that are being given by the IGBC to these buildings. Olympia Tech Park in Chennai, Infinity Benchmark Kolkata, Cisco building, CSE building, Hawa Mahal in Jaipur. I think I suggest everyone to have a visit to Berry's Research Triangle in Bangalore. It's one of the platinum rated building that is in Bangalore, and I had an opportunity through Ashok sir only to visit that building. It was a great experience over there. The type of systems that we are using, even from the water system to the water purification system to fire accident reduction system, everything is up to date they have used. So I think every one of you should visit various research triangle. You'll be getting very brief idea regarding what is green building and what are the things that are happening. You'll be getting very, very brief. You'll be having guides also over there. They'll be explaining you very clearly these 6 points. These 6 points have to be met if your building has to be rated green. So what are the advantages of green building? So before going on to advantages, I would just like to explain what are the beliefs that people are having. As I said earlier, what people are thinking is green building, I'm not going with it. So if you're going with solar panels, if you're going investing more on green building, as I said, the building must be above the ground level or anything for that matter. What strikes in people's mind is my construction cost must be less. So that is the major reason. What they are thinking, the cost of green building will be more. I'll be not going for green building, but they are not thinking about their own health or the impact that they are giving to the environment. So what are the advantages of green building? What are the disbelief that the people are having? I'll just explain. Upfront investment of 2% total cost is the life saving of 10 times the investment. As I said, if the cost of your project is 100 crore, if you're investing 102 crore just for the sake of green building, you're spending 2 crore extra. That's 2% of the total construction. By the end of payback, you'll be receiving 10 times the investment. That's 20 crore you'll be receiving as a payback only. It may be due to reduction in the electricity bill, it may be due to reduction in the water bill, or it may be due to reduction in your health also. You'll be not getting affected very much regarding your health. So this is the major advantages of the green building. So LEED certified buildings have higher economical value by 3.5%. This is the major thing that I tried to explain earlier. All buildings cannot be rated as green building. As I said, just a mestre constructing a building and he's saying for himself that this is green building, give me higher cost. It won't be acceptable. The LEED certified buildings are having 3.5% of more economical value compared to that of the other buildings. So this is the concept that is being developed these days. So the people, what this means is the people are going towards the green building. So no one will just simply give 3.5% over the normal construction practices, right? So if they are investing, if they are ready to invest 3.5%, they are finding something very important in the green building. This is the major concern that we'll have to make sure. Over 70% of the people prefer to believe the idea of green building. As I said, to 3.5%, no one will give you. Just simply, if you are saying green building, they'll say, no need, I don't need a green building. I'll be going with normal building. Why should I pay 3.5%? That was the trend earlier. But what has happened now, 70% of the people believe in green building. This is because of the major health issues that they're facing. It's a part towards healthy lifestyle. As I said, you may be gaining your health for that matter. So green building is a revolutionary concept, and this is the current hot trending topic, and it will be cherished for forever in the future. So coming on to the conclusion part, as my friends and I tried to explain even from a second year of engineering, where we are part of Prayojana Institute, we are getting trained by Ashok sir from early days itself. So going on from the normal safety practices to Artisan safeties and also to Mumbai, that was the very much it was adventurous travel as I said you. And knowing about the game building was add on to us. So I'd like to give my gratitude to Ashok sir and express my wholehearted thanks to you, sir.
Good presentation by all of the people. And when first time I got introduced through the HOD, on the time you people are young, maybe the second year you are there. I still remember when I visited your college, your HOD told us, "Sir, I am giving four boys to you, groom them well." And
Yes.
I hope your HOD might be happy now. And I have seen all the modern technologies you have learned in your report you have captured. I thought your presentation will be 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but it went up to 1 hour. And it was a detailed one. The latest technologies you people know very well. Even I don't know about extensive research on Peri formwork and all. And even today, the Sandeep sir is very much happy that you learned periform work, which is a German technology, and you travel to Mumbai, and that too with knowing without knowing the Hindi language and all. People say that
Yes,
sir,
sir.
language is the barrier and all. That is not there. Only thing is confidence. If you have confidence, you can break anything. That's what you people proved. Uh, I still remember one of the guy along with you has to supposed to travel to Mumbai. He was a MTech
Yeah.
guy, was doing a structures in VIT, Velur Institute of Technology. His parents not allowed him.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Mumbai, no sir. How he will go? He's still young, like that and all asked. But you people, I told the example. See the other boys who doesn't know the language, they are going to Mumbai for getting the training done. Their interest and the confidence the others also should have. A lot of challenges will be there in the life, but you have to break the challenges to grow more. One is farm work you have nicely explained, and the second one, which is the farm work is not covered in the any of the college syllabus. It is not at all covered, but still it is required for any company. Today, L&T is number one in construction because of farm work, how they systematically work, because it decides the schedule. And the second one is construction management. You people went to various project sites and gained enough knowledge, and that is captured in the report. And the third one is interior. I am happy that you learned a lot of things in the interiors, and still there is a plenty of opportunity are there. But our civil engineers are only worried about concrete and shuttering. They say I want to become a site engineer, or they want to only deal with concrete and shutter. They don't know the interiors. But other field people, the computer science graduate, mechanical and other branch are coming and doing the interiors work, which is purely a civil work. It's a construction work. Whatever you do, you are following the drawings. You are dealing with the materials. You are dealing with the production process. Yeah, you are dealing with the dimensions. All these things, creative things. These are has to be done by the civil engineers. First, when I came to know about this particular industry, interior industry, I thought this is not for civil engineers, but it is not correct. After I realized there is a immense potential available in this field, but it is occupied by other engineers, other people. Even the people who are from other background, they are coming and they. If you take any interior company top person, he is not from the construction industry. He is from maybe some computer science or something. But people, because of poor college education system, I can say blindly say they are not grooming the people what is happening in the industry. So that is the one of the main reason for the unemployment and the campus placement at all. If you know, I think you people know very well. In Prizena itself, we have made 750 placement. On that, 250 placement done only in top interior companies. They are working in project management function, the quality, the quantity surveying, the estimation, the costing, planning. Lot many areas we are working because we understood what is required for the industry. That's what we are giving in our syllabus also. Oh, and interior, yes, of course.